Even as Russia advances in the Ukraine with attacks like the ones we saw yesterday, the brutal one at that hospital in Mariupol, the Ukrainian defense continues to push back. They're holding their ground. There's evidence now of ground fighting happening around the country, but experts warn of an urban warfare nightmare if and when Russia enters Ukraine's major cities, like the capital of Kiev. Our next guest was awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions in Fallujah in 2004, one of the bloodiest urban battles in American history. Retired Army Staff Sergeant and author of House to House, a soldier's memoir, David Bellavia, joins us now. David, great to see you. First off, on the fighting that we've seen so far, how would you characterize this from the Russian perspective?
This is a humiliation. You know, this is allegedly a world power that has top 5 military in the world. And look, for the outnumbered aspect that Russia has, you know, with material, technology, and troop power, why you would want to then take that into a house-to-house situation where it nullifies all that technology. Insurgents in Iraq and Afghanistan wanted an urban fight with Americans because it neutralizes technology. It completely neuters it. So home field advantage is going to go to the defender. You put a machine gun behind a door, I don't care if you're SEAL Team 6 or the Marvel Avengers, Brian, you're going to get shot. So to me, this makes no sense from a tactical level why Putin would even want to attempt this.
Because if you read your book, you actually did go house to house. That's why the name of the book is so perfect, and it's brutal, and you see death and destruction all around you. So here's a quick look. You have a monitor there, right, David?
I do not.
Okay. Just so you know, these are all where the fighting's taking place around the country. They are very spread out, and word is there's poor communication between Russian forces in the north, the south, and the east. I'm going to move forward and to bring it to areas which will lead to urban fighting. You got a bridge running right through the middle of the capital, and then you got these tight streets where you go house to house. People have actually said that if you're doing urban fighting, house to house, you need 5 offenders for every defender. So Ukraine knows these streets, knows the buildings, and has had 2 weeks now to fortify the city. What kind of advantage is that?
Oh, just think about your own home, right? You know where everything is. You've lived there for years. All of a sudden, you're going into, you know, for every 10 doors that you knock on a neighborhood, one insurgent, one person behind that door is going to engage you. What that does to you, the morale is so important in an urban fight, but your psychology, you're constantly getting up. What's behind the door? What's behind the door? Nothing's behind that door. That happens for 50 consecutive rooms, 50 buildings, and all of a sudden you open up the door, there's 5 guys there. It's physically exhausting, emotionally and spiritually exhausting, and dangerous as all get out. You don't have to be skilled to shoot at someone going through a door.
So interesting. I remember how you guys did it. You cordoned off an entire city. You gave name tags to everybody. You gave them IDs so you know who was going in and who was going out before you actually even went into that area, and that's how you would eventually hold that area. Right now, the Russians seem to just want to level everything in order to go in. Now, David, to their point of view, how do you decapitate a country and a government without going in and getting the people who are running the government? Do they even have a choice?
Listen, I mean, the way Americans fight in urban cities because there's a respect for the civilian population. You're trying to placate the enemy from the civilians. And then there's a hope for tomorrow. You're investing in infrastructure and hospitals and buildings. We're going to take care of the bad guys. Trust us. You're going to have your schools, your hospitals back. I mean, what Putin showed us in Aleppo, what he showed us in Grozny and in Georgia, he doesn't give a damn about any of it. I mean, if you're taking out children's hospitals and maternity wards, I think we know what the Battle of Kyiv is going to look like.
I heard you did a fight in one of your engagements. You did fight Chechens. What do they fight like? How do you characterize how they fight? Because evidently they're coming in.
You know, one of the things about the Chechens is that the tough guys, they've cut their teeth against large built-up armies with Russia in the past. But, you know, in the Middle East, there was a spiritual, religious fanaticism. What's scaring the Russians and what should scare the hell out of Putin is you're seeing a nationalistic fanaticism right now with Ukraine, and Europe has not seen, a dedication like that in 70 years. What you saw in Chechnya, you're going to see in Ukraine with people who love their country, want their freedom, and that should scare the hell out of Russians.
It should. 2 weeks. Do you believe the Ukrainians win by not losing, by holding on, David?
I don't think there's any way that they can hold on. The problem is that Russian moms and Russian wives are going to get plane loads of bodies. And they're not going to be able to hold their city. They might not hold their country, but the Russian people are going to have a choice to make. Why are we burying veteran cemeteries? What was this for? Why is this happening? And the Ukrainians aren't going to, it's going to be a death by a thousand cuts with those snipers hanging out in rubble, and they're going to bother them for years. This doesn't end in 3 months.
3 months, wow. David, we'll see if it comes to urban fighting. Like you said, the Russians are not going to prevail there, but there's going to be a lot of carnage. Right now, they're just leaving bodies on the battlefield, so some of those moms will never find out what happened to their kid. David, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, meanwhile, let's go over to Pete and Ainsley.
You're right, Brian. Did you read the story about the trenches? And you could see all the video of the trenches they were building, and they were just rolling bodies into the trenches because family members can't find their loved ones. But the morgues are full right now.
Great perspective from a guy who has seen the worst of war and the best of humanity amongst that as well.
Yeah,
David
and it
Bellavia,
won't be wrapped
great
up
stuff.
in 3 months, he says.
Yeah, we'll see.